Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. To all our older subscribers, welcome back to the van. I'm sure you've seen it before, but it's been a while. And to all our new subscribers, well, welcome to the van. This is where Mael and I camp out while we're building our cabin, and we traveled around North America in this thing together. When I had initially built this van into a camper van, I installed a kind of DIY solar power system. So I bought my own solar panel, charge controller, my own battery, my own inverter, and I took quite a bit of time to install everything together. But it's been a few years now that we're running on this solar system, and things are starting to wear out a little bit. The solar charge controller display is broken. One of the USB ports is not functioning very well. And our DC to AC inverter, it only has 2 outlets on it, so we're usually unplugging things to plug other things in. So we figured it was time for a little bit of an upgrade. Say hello to the Bluetti EB70. This is a portable power station, and it's essentially a battery, a charge controller, and an inverter all in one. But it also has a bunch of other features that we're going to talk about today. So let's open up this bad boy, we're going to plug it in, and we're going to see what it can do. So this model can come in 3 different colors. We have steel gray, carmine, and mint green. Ours is a carmine, which I believe is kind of like a reddish color. But we'll open it up and see what it looks like. Warning, keep power station out of direct sunlight. Oops. So following their instructions, we moved our Bluetti to the shady side of the van. So one of the best features about the EB70 is that it can be charged in 3 different ways, either by solar power, by regular wall outlets, or by the outlet in your car while you're driving. The EB70 can also be charged by a generator. So this one here is just your regular wall outlet. So you would just plug this end into your wall, you plug this end into the EB70, and it will charge just like that. And the other option is using the outlets in your car. So that's what this cable is for. And again, you just plug it into here, it'll charge it while you're driving. And this last one here is to power it using a solar panel. I'll just mention quickly what we have actually inside this thing. The battery is a lithium ion. It has 716 watt hours of capacity. The battery has quite a long lifespan as well. So it can run over 2,500 cycles of charge and drain before it reaches 80% capacity. The charge controller that we have in here, it uses MPPT technology, which is much more efficient than the standard PWM technology. So it's newer technology in here. So let's connect this EB70 to the solar panel on our van to see it in action. So we just have to disconnect these cables that go to my battery, and then we'll be able to plug in the EB70 directly into this solar panel. We have the EB70's solar cables here. Now it's very complicated to install the EB70 to a solar panel. See if you can follow along. We have 1, we have 2, and we have 3. I'm just kidding, that was the easiest thing I've ever done. It was literally just plugging in 3 wires. And you can see it's already charging. So it has a nice display up here that shows you how much power is coming into it and how much power is leaving it. And on the left hand side here, you'll see the percent charged of the battery. And the EB70 can handle up to 200 watts of solar power. So if we had a 200 watt panel plugged into this thing, we could charge this thing to full capacity from 0 in about 4 to 4.5 hours. We only have a 100 watt solar panel on the roof of our car, so I doubt we'd be able to charge it that fast. So now's the fun part. Let's take a look at the front panel here just to see what kind of things we can plug into it. So on the left here we have 2 PD 100 watt ports, which can charge Type-C electronic devices super fast, which means your phone or your iPad or your laptop can get up to 80% charged within a half hour. So these are super fast charging ports. Next to it, these are 5 volt 3 amp USB Type A ports. Next to it we have 2 regulated 12 volt 10 amp DC outputs. Next to it here we have a 12 volt 10 amp car port for car appliances. So all these ones are in the DC voltage section. The section to the right is where we move on to the AC output. So these are your typical appliances that we use in North America. They're AC current between 100 and 120 volts. You can see that we have two of them that are 3-prong and two of them below are just the 2-prong. And in this AC output section here, we have a limit of 700 watts. So 700 watts is the maximum amount of power that you can be drawing from the AC outlets. And it even has a 15-watt wireless charging station on the top. And lastly, in the top right here, we just have a basic light. Press it once, it turns on. Second time, it gets a little bit brighter. If you press it a third time, it gives out an SOS Morse code signal. It literally just started raining. Of course, as we shoot a solar panel video, it rains on us. So since it got cloudy out, we're gonna leave this guy charging for the day. You can see we're only getting 10 watts of solar input, which really isn't that much. So we're gonna leave it for the day. We're gonna hope that it can charge it to a max capacity, and we'll be able to show you guys it powering some bigger appliances later on. It's been a few hours that we've left him charging. Unfortunately, we didn't get a whole lot of sun today. It ended up kind of being cloudy and rainy. So we'll see how charged he is. He looks to be between 80 and 100%, which is pretty good. If we unplug him from the solar panel, you can see that he does go up to 100, which means he's pretty close to 100%. Let's plug some appliances into this guy to see him charging them and just to see how good he works. These are all things that we use on our day-to-day basis, so we're gonna see if it can handle all that. First up, we just have some camera batteries. Next up, we have a couple of drone batteries. Plug that one into there. Next up, we have a laptop. That one's charging as well. So that's great. It's showing us how much watts are being drawn by all our appliances. So right now we're at 34, and the AC outlet can handle up to 700 watts. So we're not even close to how much power this guy can supply. Since we can use it, might as well use the wireless charging port on top for a phone. That's charging too. And the last thing I'm going to plug in is our fridge. So our fridge uses the car type plug, which is perfect because we have one right here. So let's plug that one in. So the fridge is currently running, and we're still only drawing about 60 watts. And now, just for the fun of it, because we have so many ports on this thing, let's plug in everything while we're at it. So we have our electric toothbrush that we're going to charge. We have a USB powered fan for the hot days. There we go, that's working. And we still have a USB port that we can use. Might as well charge our second cell phone. And that one's charging too. So this is pretty much everything we could possibly be using at one point in time. So let's turn him on again. And he's only using 79 watts of power. So we'll leave all this stuff plugged in, and we'll see how long it takes to charge all our electronics. Been almost an hour that we have our stuff charging. The drone battery is fully charged. The laptop is fully charged. My phone's at 95%. This phone, 65%. And our camera battery is just about 100% as well. And also our fridge is already at 4 degrees. So you see, everything is pretty much charged. The only things that are still charging are a couple of phones. So it's drawing 10 watts. And honestly, we couldn't plug anything else into this even if we wanted to. This is pretty much our entire arsenal of electronics. And you can see that he's still in the 100% charged rating there. Even with all our electronics charged to pretty much 100%, our fridge at 4 degrees, we barely made a dent in this battery's charge level. So I think what we might do is bring it back to our apartment and run some even bigger appliances off of it just to see what it can do. So we're back in our apartment now, and we're gonna use the Bluetti to power our blender to make a fruit smoothie. So let's see how that goes. Pretty much any appliance you find is going to have a max rated wattage on it, and the only thing we want to do is make sure that that max rated wattage is below the 700 watts that we have on the Bluetti. Now you can see this one is also rated 700 watts, so we're pretty much going to be pushing the Bluetti to its very limit. We're going to see if it can handle it. It handles it no problem. It's amazing. Overall, we're super happy with this product. It has exceeded all of our expectations. We're so happy to have so many outlets to charge all of our devices. And something else we plan to do in the future is to build another van, slightly bigger than this one. It'll be a little bit of an upgrade from the minivan, and we'll definitely be incorporating the EB70 into that build. If any of you are watching right now and you're thinking about buying this, make sure to use the link in the description, and make sure to use our promo code that you're going to see on the screen right now. It'll give you a discount on this. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.